Happy Thursday, guys. About to get started. Give me one moment. We're live on YouTube, live on Twitter, live on TikTok. What up, guy? What up, Jerome? How you doing, brother? Thursdays, NFL and CFB. How's your day going, guys? How's your week going? How's your week going, guys? Hope it's going better than mine, man. I'm having a rough week. I'm trying to snap out of it, man. Having a rough week. But we know how this works, guys. This is a grind. You got to put in the work every single day, man. Cold streaks don't last, man. Vikings, okay. What's up, man? Ben, I've been doing good, man. I'm doing good. I've been busy these last couple days, man. NBA, with NBA coming back, and then hockey also being at a decent spot. I've been working on models for both of them. I have an NBA model from last year, but I did not have a hockey model, so I've been building that out. It's been taking me some time, but yeah, man, hopefully I'm going to have some NBA and hockey for you guys soon. What's up, Matt? How you doing, brother? Do you like the Warriors? I don't have any NBA ready for today. Let me see if I have some notes on at least where that one is looking. I haven't really dug into it too much, brother, but I think it was a let me see. This is Wednesday. Yeah, I don't even have the lines for it. Yeah, I don't want to lead you in the wrong direction, brother. I haven't looked at NBA. I'm focused on NFL, and I can help you guys out with college football today as well. Vikings, yep. Will Jefferson score today? I looked at Jefferson. I think Jefferson's a decent prop. I know he's been held out of the end zone for a while. I think 5 straight games without a score. If you're on Jefferson, I think that's a good way to play it, man. Jokic is gonna go off tonight. Yeah. I looked at it briefly. It looked like a good spot for the Nuggets. Who do you like in college football? We could talk about it. Guys, hit the follow button if it's your first time here. Hit the follow button if you're watching me on YouTube. Give me a little thumbs up as well. We are live on YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok, guys. Sorry I've been missing a little bit last few days, man. With NBA coming back, I had to build out my NBA model. I had to make major improvements to it. And I've been building out my hockey model, too. So I'm going to have some hockey plays for you guys soon, or hockey breakdowns and NBA breakdowns today. Today, we are focused on NFL and college football. Yeah, man, I haven't done it. Hit the follow button, guys, if it's your first time here. I'm coming off of a rough NFL week. I got my ass handed to me. 3-7 this last week. 3-7 in NFL. That's not going to get it done at all, not even close. But we are coming off of a week before that. We went 9-1, guys. 9-1 the week before that. Last week was also paired with my best college football weekend yet. We went 8-2 in our college football last week. So overall, football weekend was about even if you ended up playing everything. But yeah, NFL, man, I've been licking my chops. Trying to get back at NFL. They got me good this last week, man. No other way to put it. Hit the follow button, guys, if it's your first time here. If you guys want to join the Discord, let's go. Let's talk about this game real quick. Yo, NBA news is crazy. Yo, that is crazy. What's going on in the NBA today, man? But that's let me just give you my 2 cents on that, man. I'm not surprised. I think NBA players, the Players Association, man, they always got something going on, man. It just seems like the work ethic is not there, the integrity is not there. I'm not surprised, man. I mean, you look at the All-Star game. They don't play in the All-Star game. They don't play in the regular season. Everybody's just looking forward to the playoffs. So if they're out here, coming out with some news like the news from today, it doesn't surprise me. NFL too. I don't think NFL is to that extent though. NFL is really driven with like storylines. Thank you for the gifts, man. NFL is really driven with like the storylines and stuff. NBA, they got more time on their hands. Each game is not as significant like it is with NFL. Hit the follow button, guys, if it's your first time here. Let's talk Minnesota. Let's talk the Chargers, man. Let's see where we're at on this one so far. Again, guys, I don't have anything locked in yet, but let me just air out my thoughts here at 4 p.m. Eastern time, man. Let's see where we're at with this one, guys. Give me red for the Vikings. Give me blue for the Chargers. What side are you on today? Red for the Vikings, blue for the Chargers. Let's talk about this one, man. I want to, again, air out all my thoughts, man, right now, so you guys can maybe get something from it, and I could get some good information from you guys if you have anything. Red for the Vikings, blue for the Chargers. Let's talk about this one. This thing opened up Chargers favored at home by 2.5. It did go up to 3.5. I think for the majority of the week it was at 3.5. It's back down to 3. So nothing really to take from there, from the line movement. Maybe at least it is going in the Chargers direction, at least you could say. Guys, scheduling wise, the Minnesota Vikings are coming off of a game with the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, that was a spot for the Eagles. That was definitely a spot for the Eagles there. They had a mini bye. The Eagles before that they had played the Giants, right? They had just lost to the Giants. So that was a good spot for the Eagles last week. But the Vikings kind of hung in there. I just finished watching the condensed version of the game. The Eagles kind of had control of that game start to finish. But, again, Minnesota didn't stay too far behind. The Chargers, meanwhile, on the other hand, they got rocked. They got absolutely rocked by the Colts. Colts just physical, just fast, just completely beat them from start to finish. The Chargers were never in that game, and I was on the wrong side of that. I was on the Chargers. And we've seen this trend here, guys, with the Chargers, and I've walked you guys through the storyline. The Chargers have been literally zigzagging across the country and across the world, really, because they were sent down to Brazil. Then they were in Las Vegas. Then they were at home in LA. The fact that I'm remembering this off the top of my head. Then they were home at home against Denver. Then they had to fly to New York, and this is when the zigzag really goes crazy. They were in LA against Denver. Then they were in New York, that game against Jackson Dart in his first career start, right? Then they come back home against Washington. Then they go on the road back to Miami, back to the East Coast. Then they come back home to Indianapolis. That's a tough spot. That's a tough 7 weeks to start your season so far, guys. So we keep that in mind. The Chargers have been in a bad scheduling spot, okay? There's some chatter, a little bit of chatter of the Minnesota Vikings starting quarterback today, Carson Wentz. We're going to see Carson Wentz today. We're not going to see J.J. McCarthy. And there's some excitement about Carson Wentz being 7-0 straight up on Thursday Night Football. I looked into the record. He hasn't played a Thursday Night Football game since 2022. Okay, so that record is over 3 years old, and the majority of those wins were in 2016-17 with the Eagles in the prime of his career. Okay, so just keep that in mind. When we're looking at the offensive line and the defensive line, guys, the Minnesota both of these offensive lines are beat up, and we're going to talk about that some more. Both of these offensive lines are pretty beat up, and they are allowing a lot of pressure. Okay, they're both bottom 10 of the league. But Minnesota definitely has a pass rush. Their defensive line is generating a lot of pressure when they blitz or when they not, whether they blitz or not. They're still getting a lot of pressure, and they're getting some sacks on the quarterbacks. I want to take a pause real quick. On the injuries that I mentioned to the offensive line with the Chargers, guys. If you look at the injury situation, the starting left tackle and the starting right tackle, both of those guys have been out for the Chargers, okay? So both sides, both tackles, okay? Really important piece on the offensive line. But it's when they got injured that kind of is interesting to me. Joe Alt, he got injured in the Giants game, okay? Trey Pipkins, the right tackle, he got injured in the Washington game. Precisely 3-4 weeks ago, precisely when the Chargers kind of seemed to be declining, right? So they were dealing with all that zigzagging, all the scheduling that we're talking about. But precisely, those two tackles, both tackles got injured and have missed every single game for the past 3 or 4 weeks. Left tackle went out in the Giants game. The right tackle went out in the Washington game. So keep that in mind there. Both of these teams are pretty beat up. Okay, Minnesota offensive line is pretty beat up. Chargers offensive line is beat up. The Chargers don't even have a running back today. Their running backs 1, 2, and 3 are all out. So, and then Minnesota, you already know Aaron Jones is injured. It's Jordan Mason taking the carries there. And to begin with, these are not really teams that run the ball a whole lot. They don't really stick to it. So this is really going to come down to the passing game. And who do you trust in the passing game? Are you going to trust Carson Wentz, who I think is obviously, past his prime, obviously, or Justin Herbert, who could be getting both his tackles back, both his left tackle and his right tackle back. And in a situation here where you could kind of buy low, this really is a buy low. You got rocked by the Colts. You got absolutely rocked. You got ran over from start to finish. You've been declining, again, ever since those injuries. You've been declining for the last 3 or 4 weeks. I think this is a spot here to buy low on the Chargers. I'm feeling the Chargers right now. I don't have anything locked in. But at 3, which is where the line is at now, I think this is a spot for the Chargers, man. Let me see what you guys ended up saying. Sorry to go a little long with that, but it's obviously the biggest game of the night, so kind of want to get a good feel. You guys are all over the Vikings. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to start a new poll. You guys are all over the Vikings. Jones is activated. I think I did hear that. So if Aaron Jones is back, okay. But still, this is a team that is ranked 24th in terms of run frequency. Neither of these teams really run the ball. Neither team really runs the ball. And again, it's because those offensive lines are just not. They're both bottom 10. Both of them are bottom 10. Let's see what you guys are saying real quick, man. Rams had to do it too. I don't know what you mean by that. What's good, man? So you're basically picking the Chargers. I think the argument could be made for both sides. For the Chargers, I think it's this constant. Everybody thinks you're buying low on like every week. You're kind of trying to catch a falling knife. I think 3 in the hook is interesting with the Minnesota. I think it really comes down to these injuries. When these injuries clear up, if these tackles are there for the Chargers, I think I like the Chargers today. If the tackles are not going to be there, I think you take the points with Minnesota. But at the moment, if I had to pick right now, I think Chargers is right side. Leave the game alone. Garbage game. I don't think it's a garbage game, brother. I think it's pretty good. Jones is playing. Okay, that's good information. Thank you, guys. Perfect trap game. Trap game for who? Chargers. Vidal McLaurin. See, man, that's how you guys are down to taking the fourth string running back here. I think you got to take the running back on prime time. I think Vidal probably, if I had to do that, man. Herbert or Wentz for yards. I like Herbert for yards, man. Good afternoon from Michigan. Let's go Lions, man. Good luck with that, brother. Good luck with that, man. And that was a hell of a win on Monday. You got me there too, man. I took the Buccaneers on a tease. I teased the Buccaneers. I knew the 6 was a little too good to be true there with Tampa, but ended up getting caught on the SGP anyways. The Dogs have been good on Thursday. Thank you for bringing that up, KB, because yes, the Dogs have been barking. Okay, guys, I'm about to make a good point here. The Dogs have been barking on Thursday Night Football. The last 3 Dogs have covered, and they all won outright. But what did those Dogs have in common? All of those Dogs were divisional dogs. This goes back to 3 weeks ago when the 49ers beat the Rams and nobody saw it coming. Okay? That's a division game there. Division games are always the dog is always barking in division games, okay? 2 weeks ago, the Giants beat the Eagles outright as a 7.5 point dog, okay? Last week, the Bengals, they beat the Steelers outright as a 6.5 point dog, okay? Those are all division games. This is not a division game. This is not even a conference game. You have an AFC versus an NFC matchup here. These are 2 teams that don't play each other every year. They don't have as much, they don't really care as much about these games as they do about division games. So keep that in mind, guys, that you have the Dogs have been barking on primetime in general. Well, they've been barking on Thursday Night Football. I take a pause there because on primetime, again, I'm tracking all this stuff, guys. On primetime, actually, in the last 3 primetime games, the 2 on Monday and the 1 on Sunday, it was the favorites. So the favorites are actually on a 3-0 streak here, after the Dogs had been barking for a long time here. The Dogs have been barking for a long time, and we're starting to see some favorites come through. The last 3 have hit. Usually, you really have to talk me off the dog. I usually really do. I do take a lot of dogs. It's because the public always takes the favorites. But yeah, the last 3 Dogs have won on Thursday Night Football. Those were all divisional dogs, though. I think that makes a huge difference. It's a Thursday night. Over-under. We're about to talk about the over-under. Let's just finish up with the side first, guys. I feel like the Vikings will win. Everyone will be on the Chargers since it's the only football game on, and the fave. As far as how public it is, I'm not seeing the Chargers super public. There are 62%. 62% of the public is on the Chargers. I think people are kind of sick of the Chargers at this point. I know I am. I took them for a max 2% play last week with the Chargers against the Colts. And usually, man, when it's hard to go back to that ugly team, The way the Chargers are playing is pretty ugly. I think that's when it's most profitable to go back to them. Man, give me Addison over yards and Keenan Allen. What do you think? Addison or Keenan Allen? Of the two, I would take Keenan Allen. I know there's a lot of talk in the fantasy world about the new tight end for the Chargers that has emerged out of nowhere. But I think you go on primetime games. I think you go to old reliable like Keenan Allen, man. Hey, what are your thoughts on Justin Herbert to get passing yards? I think Herbert will have to get his passing yards, brother. All right. Before we finish, go switch to over or under, guys. Let me check in on YouTube. Let me make sure everybody's good. Again, guys, this is our obviously the big game of the board. So I'm trying to spend some time. Let's make sure we got everything on this one, guys. So here's one more point I want to make about the Vikings and the Chargers in terms of scheduling wise, guys. Minnesota. When was the last time you saw them on the road in a true road game? It's been a while. You haven't seen the Minnesota Vikings in a true road game since Chicago Bears on week 1 on September 8th, a month and a half ago. Okay, the other road neutral game was in London and Ireland. They played 2 games overseas. That was a neutral game, and again, you could make the argument that they had the advantage of staying out there. And look at these wins. I'm really looking at the wins and where are the good wins for the Vikings. The Vikings went on the road to Chicago and beat Caleb Williams, who's playing good ball now. But that was still Caleb Williams in his first game in a new system under the new head coach, right? So first game of the new system. Okay, the other win they have is against the Cincinnati Bengals at home. That was against Jake Browning. Okay? The other game is against Cleveland. That was in London. They stayed overseas to an incoming Cleveland team that came in the same week, and that was Dylan Gabriel making his first start. First start of the year. All 3 of those wins, you could say, interesting. Look at the teams they lost to. Atlanta, average team. Average or above average at least. Pittsburgh, same thing. Philadelphia, a good team. Those are the teams that they're losing to. So are the Chargers closer to the Falcons, the Steelers, the Eagles, or are they closer to the Bears in the first week in the new system? Cincinnati with a backup, Cleveland with a rookie quarterback making his first start. Meanwhile, look at the quality wins for the Chargers. People forget that they started the season by beating the Chiefs. By going into the Raiders, into their division foe, and beating the Raiders in their house, beating Denver at home. I don't know. That's what I got to say. Johnny says take the points. Zay, I already said what I'm feeling. I'm feeling the Chargers currently, man. But those injuries I talked about. I think that's super important. I think it's going to come down to who's going to be available in the offensive line. Chargers won those tough games to start the season. All right, guys, let's talk about the total real quick. Let's talk about the total. Sorry, again, guys, I hope that's good information to you guys. I hope you guys don't think I'm just yapping. I'm really just trying to share all the information I have with you guys. But I think when you're looking at quality wins, you can make the argument. And remember, we started off by saying, these run games aren't really going to be there, especially with the Chargers. But neither run game can really be relied on. So you're going to have to rely on these passers, on these quarterbacks. And are you going to take Justin Herbert or Carson Wentz at this point in his career? Let's talk about the total real quick, guys. Give me red for the over, give me blue for the under between the Vikings and the Chargers. Thursday Night Football, red for the over, blue for the under. Hit the follow button if it's your first time here. If you guys were waiting for a buy low on the Discord, this is a buy low. I got rocked last week. No other way to put it. I got absolutely rocked. Okay? But you zoom out, you take a step back, and you look at the big picture. I've had a 10-0 week. I've had a 9-1 week. That 9-1 week was right before this last NFL week. Okay? College football is treating us well. College football is at 58% on the season. 58% is legendary. 58% is really good. It's not legendary. Legendary is what we're doing with NFL full picture. Entire on this full season, 64%. 64% on the entire season. So, got rocked last week, but hey, man. Actually, a lot of sharps did. It was not the week to fade the public. But they got me. I'm ready to get him back, man. Let's talk about the total between Minnesota and the Chargers, guys. Go back to what I told you about the running game and the lack of running games, guys. So even if Aaron Jones is activated at this point and they have Jordan Mason, okay, neither one of these run games really scare you, okay, because the offensive line play so far has not been there, okay. They're not generating push. They're not getting gaps. The stuff rate, they're getting stuffed on 20 and 17% of their attempts so far. The run game has not been there. They don't stick with it. They don't. So that does not keep the clock moving, right? You're gonna have to pass. The clock obviously stops with every incompletion. These are not teams that really hold on to the ball a whole lot. They don't really play that keep away offense like the Lions do, like the Chiefs do, right? Those are teams I'm looking for unders, right? These are teams that don't run the ball, don't move at a super slow pace. They don't hold on to the ball a whole lot, right? They don't play that keep away style of offense. I think this is an over, guys. I think this is an over between the Vikings and the Chargers for all those reasons. You add on the fact that Thursday nights is where you see some overs. The last 3 Thursdays have all gone over. Which would probably tell you, okay, maybe don't go back to the over. But if you zoom out and you look at all the primetime games in the last 3 weeks, you have a lot of unders. Unders have been smacking. So I would say the over, it could still be due here. And again, I don't see myself playing an under with 2 teams that can't run the ball, can't keep the clock running. Don't go at a slow pace, and don't play that keep away style offense, man. Let's get it, man. Mitchell says, I agree. Poppy says, hell no. Why not, though, Poppy? Let me know, man. Harbs is 4-0 on short weeks. That's good information. If it's accurate, I'll probably have to go check that, man. Vital or Lad for tonight for over 55. I'd probably go with the running back there. I'd probably go with the running back at that point. Again, I'm not a huge fantasy person, so don't let me go. Don't let me really sway you in one way or the other, man. I'm not a big fantasy person, but that's what I would do. Carson Wentz is 7-0. Yes, we did talk about that. That 7-0 record. The last win on that record was 2022. 2022, he got a win with the Commanders, and all of the other wins were all with the Philadelphia Eagles in the prime of his career, man. But yeah, that 7-0 is walking around a little bit. The total was at 44.5. Sorry if I didn't state that before. Chargers won some tough games. Yep. Cleet Blakeman is the head ref. Under his games tend to stay under. Okay, that's good information, and I've actually been starting to incorporate some referee information. The Monday night game with the Lions, I know that was Hussey as the head coach, as the head ref, and I've been meaning to incorporate it. I don't think referees I don't think it's like the end all be all, but I think it's good information to have. And yes, I do see Cleve Blakeman here, but in his career, I'm seeing a 126-116 record to the under, so 52% to the under. I don't think that's a super huge edge there, man, in my opinion. The Vikings have put up 20 points against the Browns, Steelers, Eagles, which are considered good defenses. There you go. So that would be the argument for the over. This is JSA from your Discord. I'm 8-2 on the tournament. I'm leaning Vikings to cover. There you go. My man's got the credentials, yo. He's like, I'm 8-2. So he's talking about the NFL tournament, guys. We got an NFL tournament going on. You're competing for a cash prize and a free month in the Discord, okay? We run these for every single league, NBA, college, NBA, everything, NFL. And I'm giving away, from my own pocket, I'm giving away over $1,500 in cash prizes throughout the year in these tournaments. We run them all the time. So shout out my man JSA. He's off to a good start there. Just let me know why you like the Vikings, man. What are you feeling about the Vikings? There you go. The Vikings are 0-7 on Thursday. So that kind of takes away the Carson Wentz angle there, and which again, that Carson Wentz angle is so weak. I think I've been hearing a lot about it, the 7-0 Carson Wentz angle, and I don't think if you haven't picked up a win in the last 3 years plus, I don't think it's accurate. And then before that, it was all with the Eagles too. 80% of the public is on the over. The over, yes, I am seeing 78% on the over, but the line is respecting that. The line has moved this thing from 43. The market has moved this thing from 43.5 to 44.5. Vikings team total over 20.5 should be free against the Chargers defense. Ooh, so we talked about the injuries on the offensive line for the Chargers. Pay attention. That Chargers defense was looking elite to start the season. Okay. What's happened since? The Chargers have been missing their two best defensive players. Okay, Khalil Mack and Perryman. Perryman and Mack have been out. Okay, they both returned last week. Mack was on a snap restriction. He only played 12 snaps. Khalil Mack. Y'all remember the elbow injury that he had on Monday Night Football against the Raiders? He came back last week. Still pretty limited. I would expect him to get much more than 12 snaps. I would expect him to get more of a normal load here. And then Perryman on the other side. He was he got like 40 snaps in his last week out of the 60 snaps. I would expect him to play a little bit more. So you're getting healthier. The Chargers are getting healthier here. And I think the decline that they've had can be attributed to those injuries. Hit the follow button, guys, if it's your first time here. If you guys want to join the Discord, link is in bio. We are 98-2 so far, brother. You kill it. Not 98-2, I wish. But yes, my heaters are pretty good. We are coming off of a week. Last week, we went 21-1 between college football and NFL. 21-1. Okay. I know this week has been rough, and then the W's have been hard to come by, but the trade-off is usually good. The trade-off is usually good. My heaters are worth 20, 30, 40 units at a time. My slumps, which I'm trying to put an end to now, my slumps are -5, -10 units at a time, man. I think the trade-off is worth it. Link is in bio. I like your style. Thank you, brother. I'm putting in the work every single time, man. All right, guys. At this point, I think I've given you all the information I've got for Minnesota versus Chargers. Last call on Thursday Night Football. Let's talk about this college football game real quick. Justin Jefferson to score a touchdown. I do like Jefferson. I think he's due. And on prime time, I think you got to go to your guy. You talking MLB? I will be talking some MLB tomorrow, brother. I got people that know me for my the MLB heaters we put together. I got people that know me for the NFL, for the college football. This is 365 days a year. I don't know what else to tell you, man. I do every single sport. Okay, I do every single major sport. But in order to do that, you do have to focus. I'm not going to be focusing on NBA until college football is done in November. The regular season is done in November. So then I'll be switching to college football to NBA, and then college basketball comes in. I know it starts a week from. It actually starts next week. College basketball. I really don't get into it until January. So on these streams, we'll be focusing on the bread and butter at this point, which is NFL, college football, and then we'll have some NBA, college basketball, and even some hockey at some point, guys. Do you have a play on either side of the NFL? I don't have anything locked in yet, but I kind of made the argument for the Chargers right now. I think the Chargers is the right side. That's just the way I'm feeling right now. But again, nothing locked in. Don't try to guess my plays either. I could go, team total. I could go first half. Link is above if you want my top plays, but I think the right side is the Chargers. And we talked about the total. I think the right side of the total is the over. Herbert to get 2 touchdown passes. I think that's a good move there, man. You're welcome, Bones. All right, 75% on the Chargers per action. I used to use Action Network a lot. I don't think their stuff is accurate. I think you could get better numbers from like Pickett or from the individual books. There's pages that give you individual books, like what MGM, what DK is at. Let's get it, guys. And this is me coming off of a rough week, man. But you guys get the same energy from me every single time. Link is in bio if you guys want to join the squad. Again, this is bounce back mode. If you were looking for a buy low, this is the buy low. Let's talk about college football real quick, guys. It is South Alabama on the road at Georgia State. Let's talk about this one real quick, guys. We're not going to spend too much time, and then we could talk about anything else y'all have questions about. Give me red for South Alabama. Give me blue for Georgia State. What side are you on? This is South Alabama favored by 6.5 on the road. On the road at Georgia State. Red for South Alabama, blue for Georgia State. Guys, the things that I come on here and teach you guys, and I try to put you in the mind of somebody that does this for a living. You can carry these concepts over to any sport. You can carry them over to even this action that we have tonight between the Sun Belt opponents, South Alabama and Georgia State. So even if you're not the most knowledgeable in South Alabama and Georgia State, the concepts that I teach you guys on here, I think are pretty valuable, and they can carry on from sport to sport. Let's talk about South Alabama versus Georgia State. So this line is 6.5. It hasn't moved, okay? What you have here scheduling-wise is South Alabama, they suck. They won their first game of the season, and now they've lost their last 6, okay? But they got their bye week, okay? And I like a team. Again, I don't have to know much about South Alabama or Bishop Davenport, the quarterback there. But I know that coming off of a bye week, when you had a losing streak before that, is really beneficial, okay? It's really beneficial when you go into the bye week on a bad note like that. Now, 6 losses in a row is pretty rough. So at that point, you're probably looking at the team and you're probably just saying, do they really suck? Has the head coach probably lost the team at this point? Do they believe in the quarterback at this point? So we keep that in mind. Meanwhile, Georgia State, they are heading into their bye week, okay? I think regardless of how what state you're in with a team, I think in general in football, when you're heading into your bye week, the idea is that you give it everything you got. You give it everything you got. You are off for the next 14 days, or you don't play another game for the next 14 days. The idea is that you give it everything you got right now, right in this very moment, okay, against South Alabama here, okay? So scheduling wise, that's where we're at with South Alabama versus Georgia State. What do these teams want to do? South Alabama is run first all the way. They want to run the ball. They are 13th in the country in terms of run frequency, okay? And I'm not going to sit here and act like Georgia State has a good defense. Their defense sucks. Their defense is terrible, both against the run and against the pass. So South Alabama should be able to get whatever they want on the ground, okay? But if you rewind a week ago, I remembered South Alabama was in the same spot where they were up against a run defense that they should run all over, and they don't run all over them. So keep that in mind. Georgia State on the other side, they don't really stick to the run. They're pass first. They're pass first, and they don't really do a good job at either one. Their running attack and their passing attack, neither one is really good. But their pass attack, their EPA per play is decent. And again, this is a pass first offense. The problem here is that South Alabama's weakness is against the run. Their run defense is definitely the weaker of the two units. The South Alabama pass defense is actually pretty good. So you have this Georgia State offense trying to pass the ball, but again, South Alabama is not the Sun Belt opponent to pass on. You want to run on them, guys. For me, the cap for me on this one stopped when South Alabama has lost 6 straight games. Okay. It stopped for me when Georgia State is heading into their bye week, and you could give it everything you got. And I think 6.5 points here is too much on the road. I would be leaning Georgia State. Georgia State catching 6.5. You could probably find a 7 somewhere. I think in terms of scheduling wise, spot wise, I think this is a spot for Georgia State here. Let's see what you guys are saying. You guys didn't even vote on this one. Come on, man. Y'all left me hanging. So yeah, that's what I'm feeling with Georgia State versus South Alabama. Do you guys want to talk about the total, or just open for questions at this point, guys? Hit the follow button, guys, if it's your first time here. If you guys want to join the Discord, link is in bio. No sugarcoating it. I got my ass rocked last week. No other way to put it. But again, if you take a step back and you look at the full season, I'm hitting 64% on the entire season. That is a legendary. If the season ended today, it was a legendary season, okay? That included in week 3 when I went 10-0. The next week I went 9-1. 2 weeks ago I went 9-1 again. Okay? So yes, last week we did give some back with the 3-7 season, 3-7 week. But again, take a step back. Those 10-0 weeks, those 9-1 weeks, multiple 9-1 weeks we've had, definitely pay off, man. My man Gorilla says Chargers buy 3, put 5U on it. I think you're on the right side there, man. I think the injuries, though, the injuries is going to play a big part on this one. We got to see who's going to be suiting up, guys. And honestly, a lot of people say, "Oh, you got to place the pick now. You got to place it now before the injuries are announced." No, guys, the injuries don't really move these lines too much in NFL. These lines are so efficient, guys. Justin Jefferson could be ruled out, and this line is going to move half a point maybe. Now, if the quarterbacks move lines, but the linemen, and not enough to move the line because a lot of people don't take the time to do the research and really see who's suiting up and who's playing. Wait, which college team? I was asked about South Alabama versus Georgia State. I think the right side is Georgia State. Both of these teams suck, guys. This is the Sun Belt. This is the bottom of the Sun Belt. You got 1-6 South Alabama on the road against 1-6 Georgia State. But scheduling wise, spot wise, this is a better spot for Georgia State, who is heading into their bye week. You don't play for another 14 days. South Alabama, they've lost 6 straight now, and I don't think they're in position to be laying points to anybody, especially not Georgia State. Chargers and the Nuggets. Actually, Nuggets might be a good look there as well, man. I didn't spend a whole lot of time on NBA, but I think that is the right side there. Anytime touchdowns. I'm not a big prop guy, but if I were a prop guy, I'd be looking for Justin Jefferson to get in the end zone. I think your star players, you gotta get the ball in their hands. I think Justin Jefferson could be a good one. On the other side, I like Keenan Allen. I think you trust your veterans, and you don't have too much of a running game, so you got to rely on some of those guys. I know there's a lot of hype with a tight end. There's a tight end that has emerged out of nowhere. He's gotten like 10 and 14 targets in back-to-back weeks. I would avoid the hype like that because guess who else is paying attention to that hype? The Vikings. And they're going to game plan. And you could expect Brian Flores, the defensive coordinator for the Vikings, to game plan against those people that have been getting the ball and have been getting the targets. So the Chargers, I think the Chargers is the right side. Hit the follow button, guys, if it's your first time here. Don't try to guess my plays. I could end up on team totals or a teaser or on the total completely, guys. So link is in bio if you guys want my top play. I'm also going to give you one of my top plays for free. If you want one of my top plays for free, link is in bio. To get my top place. Chargers ML. That's a lot of juice, brother. I wouldn't be laying that much juice. Last call, guys. Anything else? I didn't even get a chance to take a breather, man. Gave you guys all the information I got. Again, guys, I think those injuries we talked about are vital. You have both the left tackle and the right tackle for both of these teams questionable coming into today. But I think if the Chargers could get their left tackle and their right tackle back, I would trust Justin Herbert here in this spot to bounce back. Again, no team is as bad as they looked in their worst loss. And this was their worst loss last week against the Colts. Wentz to go over 199. I don't think that's how you get the Chargers defense, man. The Chargers defense, actually, they have the third best passer rating on defense to third best in the NFL, man. I think the way to get to the Chargers is their running attack or their run defense. So Wentz to get his yardage, I don't know about that, man. And again, remember, neither of these offensive lines are good. So that includes Minnesota. I think Carson Wentz could be under a lot of pressure. I saw him throw some ugly interceptions last week. Why is the public on South Alabama? They've lost 6 straight. It looks pretty even to me. I'm seeing 52% on South Alabama. But why? They do have a better defense. The Georgia State defense is pretty bad. There's no way to put it. There's no other way to put it. Their run defense is really bad. Their pass defense is horrible. They're giving up 8 yards a carry, 8 yards per attempt per drop back. So I don't think it's really lopsided. I think South Alabama should be able to get whatever they want on the ground. But again, rewind a week ago, they were in this spot. They were in the same spot, and they couldn't get anything going on the ground. They ended up losing last week to Arkansas State. So no JJ for 60 yards. I still think you put the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And I think I mentioned JJ more for like a touchdown, perhaps. And I do expect this to be an over. I would expect this to be an over. I would expect this game to be open. I would expect these teams to not play so much keep away like we seen late. How annoying was that Lions game, guys? And it's because the Lions play that keep away offense, right? They just slow and grind it out. That's not what these teams do. I think we're in for a good game here in terms of entertainment, in terms of points. These are not teams that really go at a super slow pace or hold on to the ball, and they don't run the ball a whole lot, so that keeps the clock stopped on every incompletion. It won't let me accept your invite to the Discord. Link is in bio. Press and hold the link, and open in browser if that doesn't work for you. Guys, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for listening to me just air out my thoughts at this point. Again, I don't have anything locked in. I have another 3 hours before kickoff. I'll get the play out in the next couple hours. You guys will have about an hour to lock it in, guys. I'm waiting on the injury reports. I think the injury is really vital here. Hit the link in bio if you guys want to join the squad. Thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, guys, it's a bounce back week, man. If you guys were looking for a buy low, this is a buy low spot. 64% on the entire NFL season. I've been getting rocked. I've been getting rocked for this week. The wins have been stingy. They'll be back, man. They'll be back. And when they are back, we get our wins in bunches, man. 21-1 just a week ago. Just a week ago, we were 21-1 on our NFL plays. All right, guys. If you have any follow-up questions, drop it on my last video. I will respond before game time to every comment. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be nice to each other. Be kind to each other, man. This is not me against you. This is us against them, man. The books, their buildings are nicer. They take advantage of people that have a really bad weakness at this, man. Again, man, try to build each other up. Try to share some information. Don't be a troll. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. YouTube, give me a thumbs up if you guys can, man, and